Now, I will make this clear. I never asked to receive such powers, but I was given it randomly one day, and I had no idea that I was going to receive it, especially after this. Receiving one of the random beta tanks that are not released yet. Thanks, developer. So, you are about to see me use the developer's powers, just like I did in Oxyrexio that one time. Except in Horacio it's a much bigger deal. And no, I sadly could not turn into an arena closer there, even though that would be hilarious to witness. I was just randomly messing with the Overlord in the Labyrinth maze, don't ask why, but then suddenly I get yeeted across the maze. You know, the classic usual, and you know what that means. The developer is here, but there is one thing I never expected, and it's this. You are now the operator. What does this mean, you ask? Well, I believe this is the step below developer where you can do all sorts of crazy things. Think of it like the old beta tester. I have all of these powers that I can use at my disposal. All of these commands, which I am not going to show, just in case it happens again. Just keep in mind that I am using commands that no one else can use, other than the developers. Just like turning myself invisible, although that's a terrible idea with the Overlord because the drones are not invisible either. Also, this gives you no body damage, so good luck escaping all of the shapes. First order of business. Give myself some score, because of course I would do this. Absolutely I would. And of course you have these one random players who will not leave you alone. You know, the only reason why I'm not going to hunt you down is because you are doing me a favour. So thank you, but I'm watching you. I am the operator. They also clearly don't care that someone is an operator or a developer. Honestly, respect. But again, I will give myself more score, because again, of course I would. And it's one of those times when I shouldn't be using incognito, but I cannot refresh, otherwise I will lose these powers. That's fine though, because I would prefer to mess around with these powers. Also, do you know I'm here? Am I really invisible to any of you? It feels like I can clearly be seen by some players, and I do not know why. Well, I will give you a hint by killing this fighter. Do you want to see what this maze looks like in full view? Oh, I am going to show you, alright. I will zoom out. This is one insane view of the Labyrinth map, but I'm going to pause for a second because I'm going to show you some things. 1. The Pentagon field. 2. Random players just going everywhere they want. And 3. These teeming fools in the top left corner. And I still have no idea why they all congregate there. Is there any reason behind it? Is it easy for them? I don't really know, but I sure as hell will give them a visit later. Perhaps I should make my presence known by some random players that witness this. Maybe I should move some random maze walls. Then they will know. This is the easiest way to harness some attention. Well, this certainly will. Oh, now I've gathered a crowd, they know for sure that I am here to exist. I will make my presence felt. I will become huge. Then you will know not to mess with the operator. But normal size is better, as I give them the illusion that I'm just a normal player, even though I am not. Right now I give the vibes of a rookie developer who has just experienced developer powers for the first time. I guess you can say it feels good, for once. Especially since I love giving myself score. Now keep in mind that these players think I'm the real developer, but what they don't know that the real developer is also here, which will make it even more confusing. But that is part of my plan, all along. Can you tell that I'm struggling with moving these walls? Is it apparent to any of you? Because to me it certainly is. This is the simple equivalency of not watching where you're going and not watching what you're doing. These powers are scary, you know. The server disconnected. Great, now I actually have to refresh. Luckily, I was given it again, because there's still more powers to use and more trolling to commence. I am now ready to commence the trolling once again, and apparently I can teleport, which is even better. I will use this to surprise the teams later. They say with great power comes great responsibility, and I will use my responsibility for you to get the hell off my throne. Thank you. This is my area now. None of you can enter. This is not me spamming random pumpkin walls. That's the developer. The real developer. Double trouble. That is all I can say, and that is one giant maze wall. What the hell? Time to give myself 1 billion score. This will rival Synexio any day of the week. I will not lie though, this took a lot longer than expected. But I have 1 billion score now, and right now that's all I need. Well, hello, do you want me to drag you to hell? Because I can sure do that if you want. Yes, I can also drag players around. You know where I'm going to go now? You know exactly where I'm going to go. I will first enter the out of bounds area, because there is a lot of trolling I need to do, and I suddenly missed the old Diepio border all of a sudden. Remember when the old Diepio border was around this wide? Ah, memories. Anyway, do you know how to make a huge presence? How about mess with the freaking teams? That's right, but since I have developer powers, I will not just kill them all. I'm just going to have some fun with this. I will only destroy them all when I am not using these powers. So teams at the top left corner, you are lucky today. But I cannot help but kill a few now and then, usually on accident. But I will taunt the lot of you, I will drag the lot of you to hell, also known as out of bounds. I will teach you a lesson. You may laugh, you may cry, but I am doing this to mess with all of you. I'll just say hello to some random players for no reason, and then go back to where I was. Time to make another throne, and now that I am here, all you teams bow down to me. Do you understand? Though to be fair, they are probably doing that anyway since they think I am the developer. Too bad for them, because I am not. I am only pretending. I would make myself bigger than the entire map, but since that would probably crash the game, I will not do that. Do you reckon some of them have no idea what is happening, especially right now since I am invisible? This kind of stuff is my plan all along, and now to make myself not invisible. I'll say that this area of the map would still be just as popular if I was not there. I will also say that this was not meant to happen, this was an accident. Let's just hope that they do not know how to use the operator properly. Do you want to see a random magic trick, if this even exists? Boom! You deserved that. When you want to watch the action but for some reason your ego takes control and you decide to have the attention go back onto you, back to the throne. Actually not yet, back to messing with some players by dragging them to hell. Some of them clearly want to be abducted, so I'm going to give them what they want. You look like a little rat. Tell me, huh? Have you been doing any teaming lately? Have you? If you cannot answer me, I will just make you suffer. Actually, no, I will not. You are freed. Really, I just want to find ways to creatively and innovatively kill players using these powers, because why not? It's all in good fun, and I think some of them enjoy this, whether they like it or not. So I had a random plan and I had no idea if this was going to be a good idea or not. I shall put a maze out of bounds and then drag random players to said maze wall. Is this a good idea? Hell, are any of my ideas good with this? I would do this very far away, but I think it would be cool if some other players could see it, or try to see it. How many players can I fit in these maze walls? Not many, most likely. Especially considering some of them do not want to be here, and they kill others. Imagine being a hybrid spawning drones at supersonic speeds. Could you imagine this happening and insta-killing players? Just like I do here? One wonders. The more maze walls, the better. Maybe I should make stairs. Who knows? You see this? I am the team police. None of you should be teaming. You got that? No? Of course you don't. If I constantly spam this, does this mean I could get DMCA'd? I would hope not. Yes to more score. More score is very nice. So, of course, I was messing around as the usual. But what happens when you mess around for too long and for too much? You know what happens? The real developer might just kill you. And this is how I take out my anger, by becoming huge. What? It makes sense. You certainly don't want to be too small and be angry, although in this case, it does work. I would rather continue with this instead for no reason. 7 players abducted to hell. Or so they say, right? This player really wants an alien abduction. I will do so, but I will not put them behind the maze. That would be too easy. When you move them so far out of bounds and then suddenly... this! How huge can I get whilst being invisible? Imagine if I had body damage right here. Well, luckily I would rather not do this, as I got killed. I'm sorry, you cannot pass, none of you. None of you can pass, I'm sorry. Go elsewhere. Nah, I'm just kidding, you can pass. Although I think this player hates me. They think I'm a hacker. Well, you know what I do to players like this? I kill them. So who's the real developer, you or me? There are multiple, and I would like to imagine that some of these players are confused, as expected. But I did accidentally give some players operator, so this could be why. How about I make a random MG spin to team? Well, team, because we all know and love the MG spin to team. Hey, you dare ruin my MG spin to team? How dare you? How very dare you? You call yourself team police, but I'm the real police. Why? Because I will put you on my team. Now you cannot ruin it. You know one thing that is missing? Not just the spin to team, what about Diepkart? Ah yes, the classic minigame of the old. Every chance I get I always try to relive it, even though it is dead and buried. At least one unofficial lap will suffice for me right now, because honestly, something like this could be a good minigame if it was done properly. Ah, the memories of old school Diepio. How we miss you. As I had just a good enough booster team, the arena closed, which makes sense because this was just chaotic. It is time to remove all of it and start anew. This was certainly a very fun experience, and maybe one day I will obtain the operator again. Which actually leads me to this update that happened as I was editing this. In Sandbox, you can be the operator, assuming you are the first one to enter the sandbox. Meaning, all the powers that you have just seen here can be applied to Sandbox. So consider this some random update on Horacio, even though what I did here was recorded long before this, and having the operator role in Sandbox is nothing compared to what I experienced.